We live, baby. Niner Empire. Faithful. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. Unfortunately, Niner fans, Niner Empire, Niner Faithful, it's another disappointing weekend. Seems like it's been a long time since we had a win. Faithful. Last time we won the game was against the Rams in October, or was that November? And it's just been a long time. In the last 7 games, we've only won 1 game, Faithful. Another disappointing weekend. What's up, DC Vlogs, LSU? I see you. Thanks for tuning in to the stream, baby. But you have a disappointing game against, the Dallas Cowboys. We clearly lost that game, 41-33, and it was very disappointing to watch at times. Listen to these stats, Faithful. If I told you before the game started on Sunday against the Cowboys in Big Texas, Jerry Jones Palace, if I told you that the Niners would have more first down than the Cowboys, more plays than the Cowboys, more total yards than the Cowboys, and more team carries than the Cowboys, that seems like a recipe for success for the 49ers. What do you guys think, Faithful? We have more yards, more carries, more first downs than the opponent. That seems like that would be a win for the red and gold. But unfortunately, it didn't come to fruition. What's up, DC Vlogs? Man, I'm doing all right, man. I wish my Niners could have pulled through and won that game against the Cowboys already. And I appreciate you giving me a shout out in your video, DC Vlogs LSU. I see you. And this show is for the fans. This show is for all the 49er faithful. Go ahead, leave those comments. I'll be reading them throughout the show. And I'll be saying what's up to you guys. And thanks for tuning in to the stream. And I felt like, obviously, the turning point in the game was the turnovers. And I don't know what else Shanahan needs to see, baby. I mean, Mullins continues to turn the ball over at an alarming rate. He threw 2 interceptions in that game, fumbled once. Richie James also fumbled on the punt return. But as the quarterback, your job is to protect the football at all costs. You got to protect the ball, and you got to get the ball into your best player's hands. And it's frustrating with Mullins because at times he looks solid. Like, he looks like, okay, I can see Mullins being a solid backup quarterback in this league. Maybe at his best, he could even be, a starter. And then, he completes passes. Mullins is tough. He steps up in the pocket when a rush is coming. He'll take hits, and he'll do those things, and then he'll start throwing the ball to the other team. It's like, come on, Nicky, what you doing, baby? Like, and unfortunately, I believe in his starts this year, I believe he's thrown, 14 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. So I don't know what else Shanahan wants to see from Mullins because he keeps continuing to turn over the ball. And I see you, Ty Walker, talking about your Chiefs. Yeah, Chiefs are a very good team. They got the first-round bye clinch. They're clearly, the best team in the AFC. Some would even say the best team in the NFL. Yeah, DC Vlogs. I don't really like the Cowboys either, man, especially when they beat us. And Ty Walker, thanks for giving me a shout-out. I appreciate you. And Evan Sports Corner, yeah, no problem, man. I always sub to people who, talk about things I like to talk about, football, sports in general. And, yeah, no worries, man. No worries for that sub. But back to the 49ers. Mullins was clearly a disappointment. And we only lost by 8 points. But Mullins was the main reason why, because you just can't turn the ball over. And the biggest thing about turnovers is it gives the opponent, an easier, I should say, less yards to get to their end zone. Because normally if it's a 3 and out, we punt the ball. Maybe the Cowboys have the ball at their, their own like 25 or something. So then they have to travel 50 plus yards just to get close to their end zone to score. But when there's a turnover, then the opposing team has a short field, and it makes it easier for them to score. All they need is a few plays to get into the end zone, and also it's harder on the defense to get a stop. So that's definitely disappointing. And thank all you guys for watching right now. Thank you for leaving comments. I appreciate you. I like in the beginning of the Niners game how we had an up-tempo offense. That's something different that I noticed that Shanahan has been doing recently with Mullins in at quarterback. Usually in the first quarter, we'll do like a hurry-up offense, try to catch the defense off guard. I like that he's doing that. And Mostert, he's looked solid. He's looked solid, in the first quarter, second quarter usually. He had some good runs. I believe his longest run of the game was about 17 yards. So Mostert looked good. I like Wilson Jr. And I see you, Ty Walker. Looks like you say Kittle was back. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, Kittle has been practicing. Now, from my point of view as a fan, it's a selfish point of view. I want Kittle to, obviously play. I miss seeing number 85 out there, catching the rock, blocking his tail off, catching passes, and imposing his will on the defenders. I definitely miss seeing Kittle. But at this point in the season, our playoff hopes are basically over. I mean, what sense does it make for Kittle to come back? You would hate to have Kittle come back and he gets a serious injury, that will put next year in jeopardy. I would hate even Deebo Samuel. I miss seeing Deebo on the field. But at this point, it doesn't make sense for him to come back this year. And yeah, DC Vlogs, I feel you. I can't wait for Garoppolo to come back. I don't think he'll be coming back this year. But, for me, I hope Jimmy G comes back next year with the team. But I feel like the quarterback room definitely needs to change next year. I don't think you can bring back both Beathard and Mullins. I just don't think you can do that. I think that we'll have to get another, veteran established quarterback behind Jimmy G, because next year I don't want to see, Jimmy gets hurt and now the season's over. We can't have that. It's out of Shanahan's seasons with the team. The 1 year we went to the Super Bowl, everything went our way. We didn't have many injuries. D Ford was hurt. But other than that, we were pretty healthy, and Jimmy G played an entire season. And when Jimmy G played an entire season, we went to the Super Bowl. So, I hope Jimmy G's back, but we can't. If he gets hurt next year, it can't be the season's over. We're going to have an established backup behind Jimmy, and also maybe draft a quarterback in this year's draft. And maybe groom a young quarterback. Because that's the knock on Jimmy G. That's the knock on Jimmy G, is that he hasn't played, he's been hurt, he's unable to stay healthy for an entire 16 games. And, that's been his biggest disappointment, is the lack of continuity. So, but I see you, Ty Walker. I appreciate you commenting, and let's get into them Dallas Cowboys. Now, if the Niners lose, I always like to give credit to the other team. And, because the opponent, they get paid too. And you got to give credit to them. And, Pollard, the running back for the Cowboys, he looks good. I think if you have Pollard and Zeke, that's a good 1-2 punch for the Cowboys. He ran the ball 12 times, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. I feel like the Niners D did bottle him up pretty well, though. I felt like he had that big run in the fourth quarter, which pretty much sealed the game, but I felt like otherwise he was contained. He did have 6 catches for 63 yards in the game, so he can, obviously he can run the rock and he can catch the ball. So Pollard is definitely a good running back for the Cowboys. Dalton, he had a so-so game. I mean, biggest plus on Dalton is the red rifle. He didn't turn the ball over. I mean, Nick Mullins can't say that. Andy Dalton, he was 19 to 33, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did get sacked twice, but yeah, Dallas, they'll still be in that playoff hunt, just like Evans, as Sports Corner said. Dallas still has a shot to get in the playoffs, and as long as Andy Dalton doesn't turn the ball over, I think they'll definitely be in the rest of their games. That's for sure. Got 2 games left. CeeDee Lamb had 5 catches, 85 yards, and Gallup and Cooper, they only had 5 catches. So the Niners defense did another good job, but it's all in vain if the Niners offense turns the ball over, Now, the Cowboys defense, Jalen Smith led them in tackles with 10 total tackles. And Awuzie, the corner of Dallas, he was making plays. He deflected 2 passes, and he had 8 total tackles. And the Dallas Cowboys defense, Lewis and Lawrence each had a sack, and they also hit Mullins 7 times. And, of course, Mullins threw 2 INTs. Brown and Wilson on Dallas defense had those interceptions. So Dallas defense played obviously well enough to win. They flustered Mullins at times. They picked him off twice, and they didn't allow Mullins to feel comfortable in the pocket. So I see you, Ty Walker. Let's talk Kelsey. Kelsey's a great tight end. Kelsey's a beast. I don't think he's better than Kittle, but Kelsey is definitely top 2, top 3 tight end. That's for sure. That's for sure. Kelsey's a beast, but I would still take Kittle over him any day. That's just me, though. Now, Mullins, obviously, he threw those 2 INTs for the game. He was 21 of 36, 219 yards. So he played okay, Beathard was 5 of 7, 100 yards. He had that 1 touchdown. That was the Hail Mary. And like I said before, Mostert, he touched the ball 14 times in the first half. He had 68 yards. And Jeff Wilson Jr., who I like. He's a tough running back. He runs in between the tackles. And, he had 16 carries and 60 yards. Kendrick Bourne. Now, if you guys been watching your boy, Jay in the Bay, the biggest knock on Kendrick Bourne is that he doesn't have consistent hands. As a wide receiver or a tight end, I feel like your best attribute as far as catching the ball should be you got to be able to catch the ball consistently. That helps with the quarterback trusting you that, I know he's going to catch the ball when I throw it to him. And Kendrick Bourne, I got to, tip my hat to him. Kendrick Bourne did an excellent job yesterday. He caught all his targets, which was 4 catches, 86 yards, and he came up with that touchdown on the Hail Mary that Beathard threw. Now, the rookie from Arizona State, who was drafted in this year's draft, I like to call him the Ayuk Show. Brandon Ayuk, he continues to ball out. I definitely think he should get consideration for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I know Justin Jefferson in Minnesota and Herbert in in LA, the LA Chargers, I know they probably have better odds to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. And only knock on Ayuk, he has missed 3 games this year, due to injury. But, Brandon Ayuk, he's continuing to ball out. And I think he'll definitely be a pillar on this offense along with, Deebo, Kittle. I would say, of course, if Jimmy's throwing the rock. And, of course, you got Mostert. Now, if all our guys can stay healthy next year, I definitely think we're going to be a problem. And, defenses will definitely have issues with our offensive talent, as we saw in our Super Bowl run. But back to Ayuk. Ayuk had 9 catches, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. So Ayuk continues to ball out. I can't wait to see what he does against the Arizona Cardinals secondary. And it's going to be on. This game's going to be on Saturday. Saturday game. I can't wait to watch it. And Richie James, he had 4 catches, 56 yards. Jordan Reed, he only had 2 catches, but he did have 1 touchdown catch. So I want to see Jordan Reed get involved more in the offense. And I hope Jordan Reed comes back next year, on a team-friendly deal, because you should pair up Kittle and Reed. I think, that's a problem for defenses because you got multiple weapons for Jimmy G to throw to. And, I'm excited for him. Hopefully he comes back next year. Let's see. Ty Walker says Kelsey is GOAT. He is better than Kittle. That's funny. Well, I'm sure you're a little biased, since you're a Chiefs fan. I feel like what separates Kittle and Kelsey, Kittle's a better blocker. He's more dominant. I feel like, and Kittle, he's definitely better in yak yards after catch. Kittle is. I mean, you can't lie about that. But Kelsey, he's in there. He's like top 2, top 3. That's for sure. And Evan Sports Corner writes, Ayuk is on my fantasy team. He has saved me in a few games. Yeah, Ayuk and Mullins, they've had a good rapport when Mullins is throwing him the ball, accurately. And Ayuk, he's going to be a player to come. I mean, the thing is just about health, man. I just hope that, these guys can stay healthy. I mean, this, it's funny. Well, it's not funny, but in our Super Bowl run, it's like everything went right. And then this year, it's like everything that could go wrong did go wrong, So, but Ayuk is definitely going to be one of that was definitely a great draft pick by Lynch and Shanahan to get the Ayuk show. Let's see. Ty Walker, he's talking about the Chiefs. All right. Ty Walker says Kelsey is a bulldozer. Okay, if you say so. What's up, Idris Saunders Moore? Thanks for tuning in to the Spotlight Sports Network. I don't know if y'all can see. I don't know. Y'all see my sweater? Spotlight Sports Network. On my screen, I can't see my sweater, but hopefully you guys see it. Make sure you guys pick up some merch at the Spotlight Sports Network. Make sure you get some merch. Y'all like my sweater? What y'all think? Yay? Nay? I like it. I think it's fresh. And you guys can follow me, of course, at intheBay on YouTube. And appreciate you guys for, rocking with your boy. Looks like Evan Sports Corner says Wentz wants out. Yeah. I think Carson Wentz, he should want out, right? I mean, he was drafted number 2 overall. Philly traded up draft capital to get him. Now granted, he has been playing very putrid, but I wouldn't want to be a backup quarterback, right? I mean, who in the chat would want to be a backup quarterback? No one, right? So the Eagles, I think they probably will have to trade him if the Eagles brass or if the Eagles coaching staff feels that Jalen Hurts is a starting quarterback, then they're gonna have to get rid of Wentz. But the only thing is if they trade him or they cut him, that's a massive cap hit on the Eagles salary cap. I think it's like $60 million or something like that. So I don't know. It's a mess in Philly, but what can you do? Yeah, Ty Walker says he can't see it either. So yeah, I don't know. But let's talk about the 49ers defense. Now, if y'all been watching your boy Jay in the Bay, y'all know that I've been critical of Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead was drafted, first round, 6 years ago? And you could argue that his first, 4 seasons have been a bust. And last year, the Super Bowl run, we had D Ford, we had, Bosa, you had D-Buck. And obviously, when all those players were around Armstead, he played, his best. And that's why he was awarded that lucrative contract. Let's see. Harden J says, I cannot see your sweat. What about now? Spotlight Sports Network, go get your merch. But anyway, so when Armstead had all that talent around him, looks like we got a guess. But when Armstead had all that talent around him, he was balling out. But this year, he's only got that. He only has 3.5 sacks. Fortunately, he's played in every game, but I feel like he's been a disappointment. I feel like he hasn't lived up to the contract. So that's my disappointment on Armstead. But in the game against the Cowboys, Armstead was dominating. Hold on, let me see if I can get. Let's see who's here. Hold on 1 second. All right, Tayrock, let's invite you. Let's see. Hey, Tayrock, I copied the link in the clipboard, so you should be able to click on it. So Tayrock should be coming in momentarily. But yeah, Armstead, he had a great game. He had 8 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 QB hits. Like, that's what I want to see. You know, Armstead was balling out against the Cowboys all line. Now, granted, the Cowboys O line was decimated with injuries, kind of like the Niners, but he's got to eat. Armstead's got to eat sometime, right? I mean, but for the amount of money Armstead's getting paid, I feel like he's got to have a bounce back year next year for sure. Tavarius Moore had a good game. He had 6 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. And as a 49ers team, we had 3 quarterback hits, 4 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. But I feel like the Niners defense played well, but we were just put in bad positions because of the turnovers. So now let's see. We got a few more people in the comment section. What's up? What's up, Mateo Sports? Glad you could come through and watch your boy. And what's up, Jamar? And what's up, Idris? How you guys doing? It looks like Mateo Sports is he talking out the side of his neck right now. Brandon Ayuk is the best wide receiver on San Fran. Yeah, I would have to agree, Idris. Yeah, he is the best wide receiver right now. He's the best playmaker, best route runner. But I can't wait to see him healthy with Deebo, Kittle, Jordan Reed, Mostert. Like that's weapons all over the field, baby. But Mateo Sports says the Seahawks are your kings now, ain't you, Cole? I see you, Mateo Sports. I understand, man. It's all in fun. I mean, the Seahawks, yeah, they're obviously a pretty good team. I think they're first in our division right now in the NFC West. I think the Seahawks are. So I think the Seahawks, the Rams, and then the Cardinals. So hopefully the Niners, it's going to be a great game this week against the Cardinals. Hopefully we can play spoilers against the Cardinals and, beat them. And that way they have a lesser chance of getting to the playoffs. So let's see. Who else we got? Let's see. Ty. Yeah, Ty Walker. Yeah, we took D Ford off your hands. But I think the Chiefs knew he was damaged goods. I think the Chiefs knew they didn't want to invest in him long term, and that's why they gave him up. But you guys got Frank Clark from Seattle, and he's been playing pretty good for you guys. So, hey Idris, I appreciate you you watching the stream before you go to school, man. I appreciate you stopping by. And it looks like Mateo says, "Oh, we can clinch the playoff berth or division win with the win next week." Yeah, Seahawks, you guys are a good team. You guys got weapons all over the field, baby. You guys will be a tough team in the playoffs. Anytime you got Russ, he's definitely, tough to handle. I think we might have Tayrock coming through. Let's see. What's good, Tayrock?
Yeah, my internet not really stretching as far as I want to, so it might be a little noise in my background. So you can mute me from times. I ain't want.
Can hear Tayrock?
Yeah, I can hear you. I said my background might be a little noisy because my internet is not stretching like towards the front of the house. Oh, you want me to
maybe try to come in.
Huh?
Maybe Tayrock try to come in again because I couldn't hear you. But yeah, Tayrock try to come in again. I'm not sure why we're having a little issue when Tayrock comes in. It might be on my end, but we'll get this worked out. But yeah, going back to Armstead, he was having a great game. And he'll have to have a great game like that against the Arizona Cardinals in order for us to even compete in that game. So I'm excited for the game against the Arizona Cardinals. And we had a bit of breaking news last night. I wasn't able to get a video in on it, but the 49ers got some Pro Bowl selections, baby. That's what I'm talking about, faithful. But yeah, I see you, Idris, maybe sync again. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but Tayrock should be in shortly. Hopefully I'll be able to hear him. But our Pro Bowl selections this year for the 49ers, if you guys haven't heard, of course, is Fred Warner. I mean, Fred Warner is quickly establishing himself as one of the best middle linebackers in the NFL, and looks like Harder 54 says, yeah, they could. So you guys can hear Tayrock. For some reason, I can't when he comes in. I'm not sure why, but we'll get that worked out. Hopefully, when he tries to come on again, we can hear Tayrock. But Fred Warner is continuing to establish himself as one of the best middle linebackers in the NFL. And, he can do everything. He can cover sideline to sideline. He can cover your best tight end. He can cover running backs. And he could hit. So I'm excited to see Fred Warner in red and gold for years to come. And I know he's probably due for a contract extension this offseason. We definitely have to take care of that, take care of him. We also got the best fullback in the NFL was awarded to another Pro Bowl selection, and that's Kyle Juszczyk, baby. So Kyle Juszczyk, he's obviously a major factor in the Niners running game. And I like when they use Juszczyk in the passing game as well. I think sometimes teams forget, or if they see that Juszczyk is in the game, they automatically think it's a run. And then when it's not a run, I think they kind of leave Juszczyk alone. But I like when Mullins and Jimmy G have hit Juszczyk in the passing game. And he'll be a free agent next year, too. 49er fans, you guys think we should re-sign Kyle Juszczyk? I think we should. He's definitely, very vital in the running game. And, I don't know what this offense will look like without him, Our next Pro Bowler. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. So our next Pro Bowler, we traded for him in the offseason. The big man who protects the blind side of our quarterbacks. And y'all guessed it? It's Trent Williams. So Trent Williams, he drafted by Washington. He had a pretty good career with Washington. He battled injuries. That's pretty much the only knock on Trent is that he's been a little injury prone through his career with Washington, but we need him to be, a pillar on that offensive line. He took over for hopefully future Hall of Famer in Joe Staley. And, he's been doing an excellent job, and he's awarded to another Pro Bowl. Let's see if we can get Tayrock in. Let's see. Looks like. Let's see.
I'm not making no.
No, what I was. Can you hear me?
And this is what I mean by.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I said you can probably gonna have to mute me at times because my background a little messy because my internet not working in the other room at the moment. Can you hear me? You hear me?
Go ahead, talk Tayrock.
No, I was saying my internet not working in the other room, so my background might be a little noisy, but I didn't want to miss the show, so you might have to mute me at times.
Yeah, now I can hear you, Tayrock.
Yeah, I was saying my internet not working in the other room where it can be quiet at, so you might have to mute me at times.
Oh, okay, no worries. Yeah, thanks for coming through, Tayrock. We was just talking about the Pro Bowlers that the Niners have this season, and we got 3 Pro Bowlers. Fred Warner, Juszczyk, and Trent Williams. What do you think about that, man?
Well, I feel like they all should have made it. You know what I'm saying? They all 3 of them deserve to make it, especially Fred Warner, because you know what I'm saying he's the leader of that defense. So he should make it. He should make it every year. To be honest with me, I'm surprised certain people ain't know who it was. I told people to put respect on that man's name because he does a lot. A lot of people don't even notice. Like, I've been on Fred Warner since he's been in the league. Like a lot of people don't even know about him. Like even like Sonny and a lot of people in the group ain't even know who he was. And so I was like, he was the player of the month one, I think a couple months ago. They didn't even know who he was. Like, you gotta put respect on my boy's name. But Trent came in, did what he was supposed to do. Juszczyk, he always do his part. So he should go to the Pro Bowl every year. He do his part every year. He blocks very well. When they need him to run the ball, he catches great out the backfield. He's very good. But I'm about to mute myself because it's about to get a little loud in here, so I'm gonna give you a chance to talk.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, and our 3 Pro Bowl selections, Warner, Juszczyk, and Trent Williams, I was definitely happy that they got into the Pro Bowl. It sucks that the Pro Bowl won't happen this year in the game because of, COVID. But I was going to ask you, what do you think? Do you think we had any Pro Bowl snubs this year? Like, do you think there are any players that performed well that didn't get into the Pro Bowl? Any people come to mind?
Hold on. I feel like if certain players didn't get hurt, they could have made it. So I feel like Deebo could have made it, Kittle could have made it, but they wasn't. They was hurt, so we can't really worry about them. We only can worry about who we had on the field. But other than that, I think them three are deserving as far as anything. Everybody else was hurt.
I dig it. Yeah, and Idris, thanks for watching the stream. I appreciate you. It looks like he has to go to school, but thanks for tuning in, Idris. But yeah, I had a few names that I felt like maybe you could say they got a snub, or I would at least say they had a pretty good year, and I should say they're at least deserving of a Pro Bowl nod. I would say, of course, Brandon Ayuk. The knock on Ayuk is that he only played so far 11 out of 14 games, so that's definitely a knock on Ayuk. He missed 3 games, but he had 59 catches, 733 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And also, I would say who's also deserving is Kerry Hyder Jr. He kind of came out of nowhere. He played in every game this year. He had 46 tackles, 7.5 sacks, and we can't forget about the corner Jason Verrett. He should definitely be in consideration for comeback player of the year. I feel. He had 44 tackles. He defensed 6 passes, and he also had 2 interceptions. So those are the three that I feel like they're definitely Pro Bowl, worthy. So
Yeah, I feel like that too, but I think Barrett could have got in there too.
yeah.
I feel like Brandon. I think if he would have probably made it if Garoppolo was playing. Brandon, he would have probably put Brandon Ayuk in there.
Yeah.
But you got Mullins, you got the backup. They're not really paying attention to certain people. So when you got the starters in, that's when the spotlight is on all the starters. But when you got the backups in to certain things, some people just don't get noticed because you got to think about the other wide receivers that having great years too. So it's hard to really put him in there.
No, totally, yeah. No, I agree with you. And it looks like
I
Ty
would like
Walker.
for him to be there, but
Yeah. No, I
at least
agree.
we got
Ty
some. At least
Walker.
we got some Niners that's in there. It's not nobody.
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Because I think definitely our Super Bowl run, we had more, but obviously the circumstances were much different. We had a winning record. We had our sights on the playoffs, and this year it's crazy how one year everything's different. But I wanted to mention Ty Walker. He says Alex Smith should get the comeback player of the year. Excuse me. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Alex Smith. I mean, if you saw the documentary on ESPN, the guy had like 18 surgeries. They were talking about taking off his leg. Like, yeah, I'm surprised he's even playing. And he's actually playing pretty well.
I wouldn't mind him having him back as a backup, but if we had a
Mm.
Garoppolo come back as a starter, I wouldn't mind having him. Like he's always been good. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like he never took us to the playoffs because he has. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't like if he was a free agent next year after this season, I wouldn't mind looking at him.
I agree with that. Yeah, it depends on his contract situation, but if he was a free agent, he could come in he knows he's not going to start over Jimmy G, but he's a solid backup. He won't turn the ball over at an alarming rate like Mullins, and that's what you need in the backup quarterback. You just need someone who kind of
That's
like
what run
I don't know if you,
offense.
yeah, run the offense, don't turn over the ball, and basically keep us afloat until the starter could come back. So. But yeah, that's what we need in a backup. I was also gonna say, I know special teams isn't always a hot topic, but Robbie Gould, he's played well in a contract year. He's 19 of 21 for field goals, and also he's 34 of 35 on extra points. So Robbie Gould has played pretty well. It'd be interesting to see if the Niners brass brings him back, next year. That'll be
Yeah,
interesting to see. So,
because he
but yeah,
getting up there
those
in
were
age now.
he is getting up there in age. I don't know how old he is, but I know he's been in the league for more than 10 years, easy. And I know we signed him to a contract, I believe a raise last year. I think he almost held out, right? Didn't he? Like he held out because he wanted more money or something like that. But he played pretty well. He's earned his contract, so we'll see what he does next year. What were your initial thoughts on the game against the Cowboys? When you
We should have won that game. We should have won that game. There's no way you do an onside kick and let somebody score off of that. There's no way you let that happen. And then that pass when we was up, and then they let CeeDee Lamb get that long bomb pass down the sideline. Um, What defense was called on that? It seemed like he was wide open.
Yeah.
We had chances to win that game. Too many chances. Because we don't get me wrong, they put more than 20 points up on the board. That's the kind of offense I would like to have seen in previous games. But this time, I gotta blame it on the defense.
Mm.
I have to blame it on the offense. I have to blame it on the defense, like because the offense did their job. The offense can't stop nobody.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. Nah, I would say I would have to disagree, man. I mean, I feel like the Cowboys offense was solid. I don't know if they necessarily did enough to win the game, in my opinion. I felt like they were put in positions to succeed based on Mullins' turnovers, you know? Like Mullins turned the ball over, it gave the Cowboys offense a short field to get into their end zone, and that's what I think what happened because the Cowboys was up 14-0 because of the turnovers, you know? Like so that's how I feel. But
Yeah, you got a point there. It's just the fact that I feel like we had the opportunities to win the game. It's just the little mistakes that happened.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while. I was saying earlier that, in our last 7 games, we've only won one. It seems like it's been a long time since we had a victory Sunday. That was against the Rams. But, we got 2 games left against the Cardinals and the Seahawks. I'm just wondering, what do you think? What are your thoughts on going up against the Cardinals on Sunday? Or, excuse me, Saturday?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm at the point where the season. I'm just seeing what's going to happen, and I'm just waiting until next season. I don't really care about this season anymore because I feel
Yeah.
like certain games we should have won, we lost, and I'm just at the point where I'm just ready just to start next season. But I feel like we have hold on. We have plenty of chances to actually win
Yeah.
games, but I feel like we just not pulling them out. So it's like we're out the playoffs. It's like, okay, can we at least win another game before the season out? Can we at least
Yeah.
just give us that? Can you just give us one game, at least one? Because at least in the division, you know what I'm saying? So because if we beat the Cardinals and the Seahawks beat the Cardinals out the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather if we out the playoffs, let's knock somebody else out the playoffs. Let's mess up somebody else's chances too. That's
Exactly.
how I
Yeah.
look.
That's what I was saying. I was thinking, excuse me, we should play the role of spoiler. We should beat the Cardinals 'cause I think they're third in the division right now, and if they lose one more game, it's going to make
They
it
out.
even
Yeah,
less
they
to
out
make
the
the playoffs.
playoffs
Yeah,
because they got
so
that they have that last spot. Because
yeah,
if they
so
didn't beat
that's
the Eagles, because I feel like if the Eagles could do that, we should be able to do the same thing. Because you had a rookie quarterback that put up almost 30 something points on them,
hmm
and we should. And I feel like our defense is better than the Eagles' defense, and I feel like we should be able to do the same thing.
no, I agree. No, I definitely
Even though
definitely
Jalen
agree with
Hurts,
that.
even though not to talk too bad on the Eagles, even though Jalen Hurts played a good game, I feel like overall we have better talent, and I feel like we should be able to beat them, even though that's our home and that's their home for the time being.
No, I agree. That's an interesting aspect to the game is because, we've been playing there, the last 3, 4 weeks in Arizona Stadium. So it's like a home game for them and technically an away game for us, but we've played there obviously due to, we're not able to play at Levi Stadium due to
Yeah,
the county restrictions. But I want to give a shout out to Ty Walker. He's been commenting on his Pro Bowlers for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's good. And he says that if Jimmy G and George Kittle were playing, the Niners would have won. I would agree with that. I think if we had our studs, we definitely would have won. And you know,
if we had all our starters, we'd be in the playoffs.
right? No, I agree.
I feel like the only reason why we're not in the playoffs because our starters is missing, and I feel like if we'd have won certain games, we'd have still had a chance. Like we'd have beat Washington and we'd have beat the Cowboys, we'd have had a chance. But we would have had to win those 2 games for us to even give us a chance because I don't even think Kittle and Jimmy G are even coming back this season because I didn't hear it. I didn't even hear nothing so far.
Yeah, I heard that Kittle's practice window is open, so I believe he's practicing. I don't know if he's a full participant or if he's just, doing, drills on the sideline. I don't know if he's actually practicing with the team. But I was saying earlier, from a selfish point of view as a fan, yeah, I want to see Kittle out there. I want to see him catching balls. I want to see him, blocking his tail off. But it doesn't make sense at this point because you don't want, him to get hurt this year and next year be in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So same with Deebo. I want to see him out there, but at this point, it just don't make sense. So
I feel like next year gonna be a better season for us because we'll have all our players back. The
yeah,
Bosa will be back, and I'm saying some probably get some more people in free agency or whatever, or the draft and different things like that. But the people that we need the most, they will be back, and I feel like we'll have a better season. We'll be back in the playoffs next year.
no, I agree. And I gotta say, what's up to Phase Niner Z Boy? What's up,
What's
man?
up,
Thanks for
Faze?
tuning in to the stream.
What's up?
But
What's up? What's up?
going back to the Cardinals, I was looking at their defensive stats, and the Niners rank above them in total yards allowed, rushing yards allowed, passing yards allowed.
Yeah,
We're better ranked than they are, but they give up like three less points than we do on the defensive side of the ball. So I was trying to think of ways where do we have an advantage against Arizona. And the wild card, of course, is Kyler Murray because that's where we have trouble against. Like mobile quarterbacks who can extend plays, run outside the pocket, get better throwing lanes, and of course, Kyler's going to be the X factor in that game. But
we
hopefully, we
need
can
to
stay.
run the screen. We need to run the screen game more. That's what
Mm,
we don't use enough. If we run the screen game more, we'll open up for different plays. If we run the screen game, we don't run it a lot. We need to run the screen a little bit more so we can open up different situations for different people. That's where we
yeah,
go wrong at. The screen, I've noticed every time the Niners run the screen game, it's always for big yardage. We don't run it enough.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure why we don't run that often. What I don't want to see we run is those shotgun, running back where he hands off to the running back and running back runs up the middle. Those don't work. I don't know why Shanahan wants to continue to run those plays because it don't work. Like yesterday, or excuse me, on Sunday, it just never works. It doesn't matter if he has Wilson in there or Mostert for whatever reason. Either the defense knows it's coming or the offensive line just isn't creating a big enough hole. But I definitely don't want to see that. But
Yeah,
I was
and even though Mostert came back, he's still a little banged up.
yeah.
I feel like all the starters should just wait till next season because y'all keep coming back, and there's really no point in coming back because there's no chance of making the playoffs. Just stay out until just let the other guys that don't really get no time, let them play, see what they can do. Maybe we can use them again next year because if they step up and do what they got to do, we could probably use them in different packages and different situations of the game, offense and defense. See what those guys could do. See who going to step up and see who's trying to get ready for next year. Let the starters get healthy.
Right. Yeah, because Mostert, he carried the ball 14 times in the first half, and then he didn't come back in the second half, probably because his ankle, flared up. He looks okay when in the beginning, and then towards the end of that half, you could just tell he wasn't the same, and that's why he sat out. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think but then again, it's like the players they get paid to play, and I guess if you're healthy enough to play, they're gonna want to play. I mean, I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
like
but I think I look at it. I understand that point of view too, but I look at it like if I was a player, I feel like if there's only like 2 games left, what's the point of really coming back? And I got a chance of me getting injured again, and I've been sitting out so long, and then I would have to wait longer to come back. I would just sit it out because there's only 2 games. It's only 2 games left. There's only 2 games. We got 2 games. Only way I see y'all coming back if y'all want to spoil somebody. If y'all not trying to spoil your team, it's no point in coming back.
uh, yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Yeah, from a selfish point of view, I want to see them come out and still perform, and then but the business side, just doesn't make sense. Ty Walker says the 49ers defense should be able to kill Kyler. We'll see. I mean, the first game of the year, that's a long time ago. I know that was like 3, 4 months ago, but the Cardinals won that game. It was a close game, but Kyler was making plays, with his feet. And I remember DeAndre Hopkins had like more than 10 catches in that game, so he's going to be a problem as well. So it's going to be, an interesting matchup, with the Cardinals. But hopefully, like you said, we can play spoilers.
Yeah, hopefully because it seems like we get right into the point where we can win the game and then it just falls.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that. And I'm not trying to get used to that.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And we've seen, I don't know about you, Tay, but I've seen enough of Mullins. I know what he can do. I know what he can't do. Do you think Shanahan should make the executive decision and continue having Mullins as a starter, or let Beathard start and see what he has?
I I well, sir, I look at it like this. Put in CJ. Like, it's nothing we could lose right now. You know what I'm saying? So see what he could do. Like, I just look at it like, what's the worst that could happen?
Right.
Like,
No,
what's the worst that could happen? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, why not put him in? But I don't think he's going to get in. I don't think
yeah,
he is, but I feel like he should.
yeah. I'm not. I don't know why Shanahan wouldn't put Beathard in. I mean, but when you think about it, Shanahan sees these quarterbacks every day. He knows who gives us the best chance to win. And maybe this is part of Shanahan's plan to continue putting Mullins in because maybe Shanahan don't really want to win any games. You know, like maybe it's. I don't want to think like that, but I don't understand why else you wouldn't put Beathard in because it's frustrating at times when I look at Mullins. He's a tough quarterback. He does some things well, but the worst thing is you turn the ball over. It's like a wide receiver not catching the ball. It's like one of the worst things, you know. And I feel like that's what Mullins continues to do is to turn over the ball. But I see Idris says that he's skipping school just for this. That's probably not a good idea. You should probably stay in school, Idris, but I think you just play it. But Idris says Beathard should start in place of Mullins. I don't, yeah, like you said,
Yeah,
Tay, I don't know what you had to lose at this point.
yeah. And plus, we got that number 11 draft pick. I think we lose two more games, we might move up maybe into the top 10.
Mm.
But either that's still a good 11 pick is still a good pick. But if we could get into the top 10, that's pretty cool. Who knows? We might could move up in the draft and get somebody. So I don't know. We should. I want to win.
No, totally. Yeah. And speaking of that, if we do get in the top 10, I was going to look up the NFL draft order real quick because I know it's the Jaguars and the Jets, I think right now are 1 and 2. And and I'm thinking, they're most likely going to pick a quarterback, both of those teams. And that could be an option for the Niners to pick a quarterback, high in the draft this year. So that would be interesting. Because I know we had talked last week about getting like a veteran backup. But I think even if we do get a veteran backup, like a former starter, I think we should still get a quarterback, maybe in the first or second round. But I think we definitely
So who you think? Because I know Trevor is going to get picked up,
right.
and Justin Fields going to be them two going to be the first two.
Yeah.
After them two, who do you think will be a good fit for the Niners offense?
I mean, I've heard of Zach Wilson. I've heard of Trey Lance. If I was pulling the trigger on that decision, I'd want to get. I need a quarterback that's not a statue in the pocket. I need someone who can move around, is mobile, can make plays with their legs because the days of Peyton Manning sitting back there for 4 or 5, 6, that don't happen no more. Like I know we still got to strengthen the offensive line, whoever we bring back, but those days are over. Now it's all about you. You look at the best quarterbacks right now. You look at based on this year. You look at like Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Josh Allen. I would even put Kyler up there because they can move the pocket, they can get out, they can create more throwing lanes, and it's tough on the D line. The D line is tired, but that's what I don't. Yeah, that's what type of quarterback we need. I can't tell you a specific name. Oh, that guy would be perfect, but we need someone like that can move out the pocket, create plays with their legs, and I think Shanahan would definitely benefit from that. So
The guy name he said Eilinger. What's
Eilinger,
his
yeah,
name?
Eilinger. Maybe he's a.
Where is he from?
I don't know.
I haven't seen too much of him.
Let me look him up real quick. Let's see. Eilinger, quarterback. Looks like he plays at the University of Texas. He's like 6'3", 225.
Oh, I know who you talk. Yo, he's good. He is good. He can
Really?
run the ball. Yeah. I like him and the quarterback from Baylor.
Okay, okay. So yeah, I think, and it seems like there's a lot of quarterback talent coming out in this year's draft. So I think the Niners would be wise to pick up someone that they can mold, that Shanahan can mold and can tutor. I think that would definitely be in the Niners' best interest. But yeah, in addition to that, we got to strengthen up that O line. That's for sure. So, but yeah, if we could get into the top 10, that would be dope. But there's a lot of teams that are going to pick quarterback. So yeah, I'm eager to see how this plays out in the draft.
Yeah, most definitely. I want to see because we might, who knows, we might trade up, we might trade back, we
Right.
try to get somebody. It all depends. It
Yeah,
all depends what they're trying to do.
yeah, because I think in Lynch's drafts with the Niners, I want to say the last 3 years we've always traded back. When we got Solomon Thomas, we traded back with the Bears. The next year, I think only one time we didn't. That was when we got Bosa. We didn't trade back when we got Bosa, but I want to say the other years, even when we got Kinlaw last year, I believe we traded back maybe one or two. I'm not sure about that though.
No, no,
No,
no,
we
we ain't
we
trade
okay, we
back. We
stayed
just
there. Okay, we
we
traded up.
stayed there when
We traded
yeah,
up
because
to get IU.
I wanted either Lamb or Judy, but they picked Kinlaw. And don't get me
Right.
wrong, Ayuk good, but I wanted one of those guys. But it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta say what's up to 5 Minute Sports. We doing good. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, in that draft we got Ayuk. We traded up back. I think we traded back into the first round to get Ayuk, or we traded up, something like that. But it'll be interesting to see, yeah, if we stay put, trade up, or trade down. But here's the draft order right now. If the season ended right now, it would be Jacksonville, the Jets. They're probably going to get quarterbacks. Then you got Cincinnati. They already have their quarterback, Burrow, so maybe they'll go offensive lineman. You got Carolina. They got Teddy Bridgewater, but I don't know. Maybe they could get a quarterback. Atlanta. Are they gonna stick with Matt Ryan? I don't know. They're gonna have a new head coach come in, and then you've got I think Houston, Philly, Dallas, Chargers, and then the Giants. That's like the top 10 right now. So you figure at least Jacksonville, the Jets, maybe Atlanta, and
You know the Giants ain't taking the quarterback.
well, they got Daniel Jones. I don't know if they're sold on him. I don't know because that could be kind of like the guy with the Jets, Darnold. So I
Sam
don't.
Darnold, but Daniel Jones is having a way better season than Sam
Okay,
Darnold.
okay.
Like,
So you
and plus
figure
you getting Saquon back next year, and then they
true.
probably get some more wide receivers healthy. So I don't think because Daniel Jones had some great comeback games as well. So I don't think they're just gonna give up on him just yet.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, so you figure there'll be at least three other teams that are probably going to target a quarterback um, in the first round of the draft. And Ty says Jacksonville, the Jets, Atlanta, Carolina. I don't know about Carolina. Detroit, yeah, I don't know because these teams, Carolina, Detroit, they have veteran quarterbacks who still have money on their contract. So I don't know if they're going to draft a young quarterback but who knows? Because the Packers, they drafted Jordan Love last year in the first round. They got Aaron Rodgers, so. You never really know, but it'll
You
be
gotta think about it,
interesting to
Jay.
see.
Because you gotta think about it when Aaron Rodgers was drafted, he had to sit for like 2-3 years first.
Right, right. And I think ideally that's what you want to do, but uh,
Because
I think we
everybody,
would.
my fault. I was about to say everybody's not a pet or Lamar. You could just throw in there just like that.
Right, right. I think that's like a perfect scenario when you could, like, for instance, the quarterback with the Chargers, Herbert. Like, obviously, he's been playing fantastic, and it'll be, him and Justin Jefferson probably who
Yeah.
who get the offensive rookie of the year. But yeah, that'll be a perfect situation. You bring in a young quarterback, he's on a rookie deal, and he's balling out in his first year. Like, that's what you would want, but I don't know if that's necessarily always realistic. Like,
Yeah, Ty Walker said Matt Stafford might leave Detroit.
mm, yeah, because they're going to get a new head coach, so who knows if that coach would want to start over with a young quarterback, or because Stafford, he's got a huge contract. I think he's getting paid like 20-25 million a year. So yeah, and then looks like Ty Walker said that Bridgewater, he said it's just a 2-year deal. Maybe that's 2 years guaranteed. 'Cause I think he signed at least a 4-year deal, but maybe it's 2 years guaranteed, and after the 2 years, they can cut him and won't get a significant cap hit. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Um, yeah, we talked about the Cardinals. Hopefully the Niners. Yeah, we can play spoiler. Against the Cardinals, and we'll see what happens with that. But I'm excited for the game. It's weird. It's gonna be on a Saturday. You watching? You're an NBA fan, Ty?
Say that one more
Are
time.
you're an NBA fan, Tay?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. You root for the Sixers?
Yeah, but my team is the Spurs.
Oh, your team is Spurs. All right,
I've
cool,
been a
man.
Spurs fan since '99.
Dang, all right.
So
You've been
I
there
ain't
for a
I ain't been
minute.
I ain't no bandwagon. I've been there when we wasn't in the playoffs, when we won our championships.
Yeah,
I have not been. You can ask my brother Sonny. I've been a Spurs fan. I love. Don't get me wrong. I root for my city teams. Like, don't get me
right.
wrong. I root for the Eagles. I root for the Sixers. I want to see them do good. That's my hometown. But
Yeah.
this, but my basketball team is the Spurs, and I've always liked them because if you notice, out of all the teams in the NBA, the
Mhm.
Spurs don't get talked about. We don't have drama. We don't do this. We don't do that. Okay, but we still win championships.
Right,
We're still relevant. Our last championship was in 2014, but that's still of this decade.
right.
Because you didn't. Because after that, the Golden State went on they run.
Yep.
After that 2014 season that we won, actually we got 5 championships. Like we technically only one franchise championship away from the all time great Chicago Bulls.
Wow.
Like even though we're not like the prime time Lakers or like the Boston's with like 14, 15 championships, we didn't have teams like that back then. But but relevance, you know what I'm saying? We and plus the Spurs are really, people don't even realize, really the only international team in the NBA that wins championships.
Yeah.
They're really an international team.
I agree.
Well, they were. Because you think about it,
Yeah.
we had Argentina, France, Virgin Islands, Brazil. Like we really was really the only international team that really was in the NBA winning championship. And we have the only NBA player that has an NBA championship and a gold medal in the Olympics, and that's Manu Ginobili.
Wow. Dang, I didn't know that. That's dope. But yeah, like you
Because
said, they've had teams all over or players from all over the world. Yeah. No, that's dope. But it looks like Ty Walker said go Golden State. And the Warriors, they play tonight against the Nets in
They play
Brooklyn. That's
against
gonna be a
KD.
good game. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
feel
good. I'm
like it
looking
would be a
forward to
better
that.
game if I feel like it would have been better if Clay was healthy.
I know, right? Yeah.
If Clay
It
was
sucks
healthy,
that he
but I
got
want to
hurt.
see. I want to see what the rookie Wiseman they got. I want to see what the big man going to do. I want to see what he going to do.
Yeah.
I'm looking at. I want to see the rookies. I want to. My eye is on LaMelo Ball because that he's been making little plays on little preseason. I want to see what he could do. I think he's gonna be better than Lonzo.
That'll be yeah.
I think
We'll
he's gonna be
see.
better than Lonzo. I think he's gonna be better than him because
Yeah, and
he's already showing them strides that he could. Because his last game he had like 18.7 assists, something.
mm,
Lonzo ain't hitting them numbers, and you've been
right.
in the league for a couple years already,
True.
and he coming in
No.
as a rookie doing that already.
Yeah,
But
he lighting it up already.
I wanted the Pelicans. At first, if Lonzo wasn't on the Pelicans, I would have loved to see LaMelo and Zion play together.
Mm,
That'd have been crazy.
that'll be
But
interesting. Yeah.
I didn't want to see. Don't get me wrong. Great pick for the Hornets. I wanted LaMelo to go to Golden State because he's a six,
Mm,
7 point guard. You got to think about it. The way they run their offense, LaMelo fits right into it because he could be a wing. He could be a 2 or 3. He don't
right.
have to be but he could run the point guard position.
True. When
And
Steph
that's
gets off the
something
floor, yeah.
and that's something Golden State never really had us, but only when KD was there because he's
Mm,
really a wing guy, but he could push the ball. Other than Steph and Andrew Wiggins, nobody else can push the ball like that
mm.
and be a scorer. And the fact that is LaMelo is a passer, he can get like 50 dimes off of Steph Curry.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I understand.
Draymond can push the ball, but he's not a scorer. He's not
See,
a scorer
and
like AD.
I understand why they picked the center because they don't really have nobody big. But if you think about it, the Steph Curry destroyed. He eliminated the big man. Steph Curry
Yeah.
eliminated the big man because every now if you're on the floor, you're a big person. You have to know how to shoot. It's not like the old days where you just pound the ball in, pound the ball in. Steph Curry eliminated the big man,
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, but it's
and
interesting.
he eliminated the mid range game. He's eliminating stuff in the NBA. Like, how do you do that? Like Jordan
Well,
ain't even eliminate nothing. He's eliminating stuff.
when you're the best shooter ever, and Steph Curry, and you shooting your 3-point percentage is like 44% and up, it makes most sense to just shoot the three instead of the mid range.
He said
So
he want to see Steph hit 6 threes
six
today.
threes today. I see that. I can see you doing that.
He can hit
He's
6'3".
doing that.
Steph can hit 6'3s in any given day for real. For real. It doesn't matter because when Steph get hot, you just can't stop him because
Yeah.
his handles are so creative. I've never seen. It's certain things that he's done I've never seen shooters do. Like I think he was playing against the Clippers. He went through one person and came back and just shot an off balance three. I'm like, and he makes it. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Even then they show the clip of Steve Kerr. He like, and then he goes in. He like, all right, like he like Steph. What are you doing? But he makes them types of shots,
Yeah.
and he's an incredible. Like he's a one time generation. I don't think we'll ever see a shooter like that.
No. No.
He's one of a kind, and he's been doubted his whole career. Like everybody, he wasn't even getting D1 scholarships. Like he was so small, people thought he couldn't make it. Then he went into the tournament with Davidson and started showing off.
Right.
Now everybody was like, "Dang, we should have got him. We should have got him." No, y'all didn't want to give him a chance. Now he knocked off the number 7 team and number 2 team in the tournament. They only lost to Kansas by 2 points.
Yeah.
If Steph Curry didn't pass the ball and he got a clean shot, they probably would have beat Kansas and made it into the Final Four that year.
Nah, totally, man. He was definitely the steal of the draft, and he was able to overcome, his chronic ankle injuries, and
Yeah.
I mean, he's like you said, once in a generation type player. Obviously a Hall of Famer, best shooter of all time. So I want to see him go up against Kyrie tonight. And what's up, KK Sports? How you
Yeah,
doing? Thanks
what's
for
up,
tuning in.
KK? What's going on?
But
What's
yeah,
going on?
who you taking to win tonight? The Warriors or the Nets?
I'm gonna take the Nets because I feel like Curry gonna have to do a lot by himself, and you ain't gonna be able to stop KD and Kyrie by yourself. So I feel like with a healthy Warriors team, I'll call it a close game, but I don't think the Warriors gonna get blown out. I think it's still gonna be a good close game. But I feel like I don't think Wiggins could keep up with KD. I don't think he can, but he could try. You really can't stop KD. I say more of try to contain him.
Right.
I would do like set traps, but like slide over the low, let him know his pressure coming, then go back to your man and everything like that. Because the only reason why I say this because I think KD going to do a lot this year on his own because Kyrie can't stay healthy. Every year since he's been on Boston, he's been hurt, and he hasn't played a full season in almost like 3-4 years.
Right.
I feel like Kyrie, right before the playoffs start, Kyrie always gets hurt. He started to become Chris Paul because every time Chris Paul get on a run and they get into the playoff, he gets hurt.
Yep.
Besides last year, because so I feel like the Rockets could have beat. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, maybe 2-3 years ago. The Rockets could have beat that Golden State team if Chris Paul didn't get hurt that 6th and that 7th game.
Yeah, he had that hamstring injury. Yeah, and that totally killed the momentum for the Rockets. It looks like Ty thinks the Warriors are going to go back to the finals this year. I don't know. The West is pretty
exactly.
tough.
Damian Hernandez said Warriors are going to struggle without K. I believe that because you got to think about it. When Steph's not on, Clay is on.
Right.
And then if they're on together, they're a deadly team because they are the most deadly third quarter team in the NBA. When people play teams, they say, let's make sure we don't lose in the third quarter. If you really watch the Warriors, they will destroy you. And I don't know what it is about the third quarter with them. They will destroy you in the third quarter to the point where you don't even want to play in the fourth. I've seen it too many times. Too many times.
And also with Clay, he's an elite defender on the wing, and he would normally guard Steph's, man. And now who's the best defender on the Warriors? That's gonna guard the other team's best wing,
It's going to have to be Andrew Wiggins. He's going to have to step it up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that comes to fruition.
I want to see what the Suns going to do.
Yeah, that's what Iverson Vlog says. Suns going to cook it up this year. Yeah, they probably will.
What's up, Iverson Vlogs? I didn't even know. What's up, my guy? He been around for a while. That's my guy, Iverson Vlogs. I'm saying
cool, man.
He's been around for a while. He's been around since the beginning.
Yeah, it's a really interesting year. The West is loaded, and I'm excited to see it kick off tonight with the Warriors and Nets. Starts at 4 p.m. Pacific, so 7 Eastern your time. But yeah, I'm excited. And then you got the Lakers and Clippers coming up after that. LeBron against Kawhi, so that's going to be another great game. So
Are you a Lakers fan?
I'm not a Lakers fan, but I do like LeBron. Like I've liked LeBron ever since he was in Cleveland. I just like him obviously for the man he is off the court, and also he's one of the greatest ever on the court.
Okay, now I give you. Okay, don't get me wrong. I like LeBron. I'm not a LeBron hater because I'm about to say a few things. I'm not a LeBron hater. I respect what he does off the court. That man is great. He's a good man,
Yeah.
but he gets away with too much on the court.
Mm,
You can say if you foul LeBron on his hand, right? You smack him on his hand, it's a foul. But if LeBron does it to you, they don't call it. They don't
mm,
call it. Did you see that when it was a preseason game not too long ago? I think it was like 2 days ago, maybe 2 days ago. Mikal
mm.
Bridges went up and LeBron pushed him while he was in the air. They didn't call nothing. They didn't call nothing. And they got people was scrutinized. He was getting scrutinized for that because I felt like he gets away with murder in the NBA. And LeBron, what I'm asking him to do, please do not flop this year. You're too big to be flopping. Too big to be flopping. He's too
Uh,
big to, and you realize you don't understand how strong you are. You don't need to flop. You don't need to do it. Like you're too big. Like I understand if somebody's really like, especially flopping on a point guard. Like I've seen like really LeBron, a point guard flopping on point guards. No, no, that should not just happen. Like I've
uh,
watched YouTube videos where somebody, don't you know how people swing the ball around?
right.
The ball or no contact even touch LeBron. He'll just fall. I've seen it happen too many times. Like, all right, LeBron, I know you're one of the greatest to ever do it, but
Here's what I'll say about that. Players only do what they're allowed to get away with. Every NBA player flops, especially if you're a superstar. We already know that superstars get the calls. I mean, that's just how it is. Even going back to Jordan, if he fouls you, and they might not call it, but if you foul him, they're definitely going to call it. I think that's
no, but you
just
know what?
that's
But
just
but
how it
Jordan
is.
earned, but Jordan earned that from getting beat up by the Pistons and the Celtics. He earned that.
Mm,
LeBron ain't get beat up like that to earn that. LeBron did not get. Jordan got beat up until the point where they put a team around him to get physical back with people. Like
I,
even though Jordan got beat up, he still put up great numbers getting beat up.
yeah, I would say he's earned it because he's been the best player, in the last easily 15 years. That's how I would say he's earned it.
Yeah,
If
I
they're going
feel
to
you
give
on
him
that.
more calls, and they don't want him to foul out the game, right? I mean, people pay to see the king. You don't
Listen,
pay to go to the Lakers games to watch Kyle Kuzma, right? I mean, you go to see the
yeah,
king, baby.
y'all could call him the king. He's not my king. My king is always going to be Jordan. I'm gonna always take Jordan over LeBron. And the only reason why I say that because
uh,
Jordan has done more in less years than what LeBron has done in his years. Okay. Jordan played before. Okay, it took him what same amount of years LeBron to get his first ring, maybe 6, 7 years. Okay, I understand that.
yeah,
You got to think about it. Jordan didn't have a team for a long time as well before he got his first ring. People keep saying Jordan had a team. Jordan had a team. No, he didn't. Because if that was the case, he would have won championships in the 80s. He didn't have
yeah,
you wasn't going to beat the Boston Celtics or the Lakers in the 80s back then. You wasn't because Detroit couldn't even beat them at first. You wasn't going to beat them. Then when Detroit started running the game, Chicago still ain't having enough. Then when they drafted Pippen, they got Kerr, they got B.J. Armstrong and Bill Cartwright and them boys. That's when they was able to get physical more and start winning. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. The Bulls swept the Lakers in their first championship.
yeah.
They swept them, and then he retired, came back, and took over the league again. LeBron has done nothing like that. LeBron has never even had a three-peat yet. Jordan has 6 final MVPs in 10 seasons. In
Yeah.
10, I'm talking about Chicago in 10 seasons. How he's the GOAT in 10 seasons. LeBron had to play. He had to catch, and plus LeBron had to play over 10 seasons to catch Michael in playoff points. More than 10 seasons. And the crazy part about it, look, you got Jordan averaging 30 something in the playoffs and 30 something in the season. Not too
Hmm.
many people can do that.
Yeah.
And Jordan was smaller and played in a more physical era. A lot of
I
them
dig
Hall of
it.
Famers don't. A lot of them Hall of Famers don't have rings because of Jordan. That's the difference
And
between LeBron. LeBron, he goes to the finals, but nobody remembers you from going. They going about how you win it. He has a bad percentage in the you a 4-9 or 4 or 5. No, you're 4-9 in the finals. That's not a good record. Jordan is 6-0. Never played a game 7.
here's what I would say to that. I'm not saying LeBron is better than MJ. I mean, MJ He's probably, most likely he's the
LeBron
best
number
player in the
3 in my
NBA.
books. LeBron.
Who
I'm
you
gonna cut you.
got number two?
I got
Who you got
Kobe.
number two?
I got
Put
Kobe.
Kobe
He's
over
just like,
LeBron.
and LeBron is number 3. LeBron is top 3. LeBron's always going to be top 3, no matter how people were statted up. LeBron is always going to be top 3. I could never take that away from him. He's always going to be top 3. If you got a 1, 2, or 3, he's always going to be. But in my book, it's Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, and that's it. And then I got KD at 4.
Yeah. No, but here's what I would say. The debate is MJ better than LeBron. I don't know nothing about that. I mean, because they played in different eras, and MJ is 6 for 6 in the finals. But on Mount Rushmore, if you have the Mount Rushmore of players, MJ and LeBron are definitely in that. So if you're in the Mount Rushmore, you one of the greats. Like they can't tell the game of basketball without mentioning Jordan and King James. So. Or you out maybe Steph Curry too. Steph Curry could be in that conversation as well.
The reason why most people don't put Steph Curry up there because they don't really want to put him as an all-around player. They want to just label him as a shooter. People don't realize if you watch him from the beginning to now, Steph Curry has averaged almost 29.9 points, averaged over 7 assists. He has maybe 2-3 steals a game, and he makes his team around him better, and he supports his teammates. But people don't give Steph Curry enough credit as they should, because people had to realize he's always been the smallest on his team, always been doubted, and then became LeBron has never even been a unanimous MVP. And he beat LeBron that year, and as a unanimous MVP.
That's how you know it's haters out there. That LeBron ain't never been a unanimous MVP. That's how you know
But
they
you,
hating on
but you,
LeBron.
but you want to know another thing too? You want to know another thing? Remember that finals when this is when I realized LeBron was a crybaby. When it was the final, I think it was the second time they played in the finals. When LeBron fell on Curry and they called the foul on Curry and Curry threw his mouthpiece and LeBron looked like he ain't do nothing. Like really, I would have been mad too if you fall on me and you call the foul on me after this man fell on me and you called the foul on me. Like, come on, but it was in Cleveland, so they gonna give it to LeBron. It was in Cleveland. If it was in Golden State, that wouldn't have happened. Like I felt like certain calls, Steph Curry just beat y'all in the finals the first time, and then y'all come back and then you call that. I'm like, okay, come on, you got to be fair now. Like to me, that call right there, I can't say that's the reason why they won the championship or anything like that. But I feel like certain calls like that need to be called fair. Like that's just like me falling on you, and then they call a foul. They call a foul on you, but I fell on you.
Yeah, I feel like the stars will get the calls, especially Kawhi, James Harden, LeBron. I feel like Steph doesn't get as many calls because most of the time he's shooting and he doesn't go to the basket.
Whoa.
What did Damian say?
Hold up. Damian said, hold on, wait. Damian, I'm not a LeBron hater, but LeBron is he is in the top. He's in the top 5. He has to be. Because don't get me wrong, as a player he is. I say as a championship wise, I don't know because he has a bad percentage.
Well, he's been to the most finals though.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to get credit for that, right?
You got to think. Yeah. He's been to the most finals, but he out of all those finals, you only won 4, and you won and the only one I really, truly respect the most is the one he won in Cleveland.
You got to throw out the one against San Antonio, man. He was just a rookie. Have you seen the team? Or it wasn't a rookie, but have you seen the team? He was a young guy. Have you seen the team that LeBron took to the finals to play the Spurs when I think they got swept in the finals?
They did get swept. Yeah, they did get swept.
It was a bunch of no names. Like, and
he
took that team.
But I
so you got to throw that out.
Yeah. I get no. That's still gonna be our championship. That's still gonna be my team championship. Fuck that. You ain't gonna just throw that out because if that's the case, you want me to do that? If that's the case, you got to throw out them Miami Heat championships because he went to go. He went on TV, did all this, and we gonna win 4, 5, 6 championships. First time y'all go to the championship, y'all lose to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come back and beat OKC.
Dallas was loaded that year. They had
then Ray Allen. And then Ray Allen saved LeBron's behind when he hit that 3 to beat the Spurs because the Spurs probably would have beat the Heat back-to-back years. That's the reason why the Spurs came back and beat the Heat 4-1 that next year. They couldn't. The Spurs was not letting them win that again. So out of all the years, LeBron was in Miami 4 years. and won two. He won two. He
Two
beat
out
a
of
young
three.
OK. He beat a young OKC team that really ain't. They was really just getting to know each other like that. And then you beat the Spurs by Ray Allen saving a year behind. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? So it ain't.
you can say that he put Ray Allen in that position because he scored,
Yeah,
a lot of points in order for Ray Allen to have that
but
chance to
but
shoot.
but where where the Spurs went wrong is when Popovich took out Tim Duncan. And if Tim Duncan was in that game, I don't think Chris Bosh would have got that rebound so easily.
Yeah, no, I feel you. No, I feel you. But hey, this has been great convo back and forth. I appreciate everyone watching the stream. We got to talk about basketball more often, but of course
Oh, we can do that.
The Niners got the Cardinals on Saturday, and I appreciate everyone watching the stream, commenting. Obviously, you know who it is. This is your boy Jay in the Bay.
This is Tay right here.
Make sure you get your
Oh, yeah.
merch. Can you guys see the merch? Make sure you
Yeah,
get your
most
Spotlight
definitely.
Network merch.
Mm-hmm.
And also make sure you subscribe to everyone under the Spotlight Sports Network. And we appreciate you guys for coming through. And we out. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday, 10 a.m. See you next week, Tayrock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock over here. Oh, don't forget, check your inbox too.
Turn my okay. All right, sounds
All
good.
right, all
Appreciate
right,
it.
all right,
See you guys later. All right.
all right, bet. Bye.